this time. Alrighty. So just hit the record button. We're gonna watch episode 4. I am Becky Haney. I'm the creator and one of the actors. We've got Walt with us today. He directed 4. And we've got Jan. She plays her own twin. And we've got Emily, who did a slew of things for this. I think we see your maybe not tonight. I was gonna say, I think we see your brick wall backdrop at some point in this. So
Mhm.
the wonderful painted brick wall backdrop. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Right. So that was episode 4. Uh to get us started, like Walt shared yesterday what got him to say yes to joining this wonderful project. And I realized we never heard from Jan as to what made you say yes to this.
Well, because I got to play my own twin. That's kind of a bucket list item, but also it just sounded like a fun project, and I liked the script. So, and I think it's good to remind people in case they haven't seen the first couple of episodes that you put up that this was like a no budget thing, and so everything that you accomplished is pretty darn amazing, based on the fact that there was like zero budget and it was all just all hands on deck, and you and Emily and Walt and people like that did everything.
Yeah.
You're turned your town home into a spaceship and a space station and sometimes a planet and a few different things going on there. So
We did a
really,
lot of different things.
yeah, I think that's important to remember that, because obviously there are some issues with lighting and sound and a few things like that, but I think you did a great job. And the explosions,
Yeah.
explosions.
Those
Go
turned
ahead.
out as well as they did because of Walt.
Yeah. So
Walt had all the debris falling and the panel falling and the pole, and he choreographed all of that day of.
I like the power that you added to the pull.
Yeah.
That was great. And then the after explosion, pulling the bodies out of the rubble. The one person with the pole, I had forgotten about the lady with the pole going through her, and I was like, oh yeah, that, holy moly, that looks amazing.
Yeah, that made it on the quote wall.
Nice,
She,
nice.
she asked you at one point, how many times am I gonna get impaled? And you said only 2. Only 2.
Only two. Be fine.
And that was a day of, thankfully Melissa was there and she made that happen for us.
Right.
Yeah. Because we didn't, yeah, she was our resident makeup person last minute a lot. A lot. What about you, Emily? What made you say yes to this crazy adventure called Fleet?
Well, you, for one, I would like sign up for battle with you anytime. I trust your judgment. I trust your leadership, and the writing was excellent. You're like the queen of banter, and it showed up in this episode. I just love it. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it was like I seeing all the sets, and I'm like, I know what room that is. Like just I know the expanded outside. It's so fun.
Yeah, you know what that townhouse looked like.
after watching the blooper reel, this scene really turned out well.
I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, that's that scene. Okay.
I think my favorite thing about that any scene with Bryce and Haley was there was a number of takes where whoever was holding the China ball in that left it in that seat in the back. And there's just multiple takes with you can clearly see the China ball in the chair and nobody noticed.
I also love that you made me a lightweight in this. I haven't been a lightweight for years. I'm more of a welterweight, but thank you for making me.
If I recall, that was your idea.
Lightweight thing was?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you wrote that in the script, and I said, "Hey, thanks."
I had something in there about boxing, but you added in the lightweight thing.
I did.
Yeah.
No memory of that.
Yeah, you added I had something in there. I don't remember what it was, but you're like,
I
oh,
was a lightweight for most of my life, but age
yeah,
happened.
yeah, I put something in there and you made it better. So we went with that.
Okay.
We went with that.
Yeah.
I just love how this one room was so many rooms.
It was so many rooms, yes. I still wish I would have ditched the U shelves there. Or planned a little bit better to make it more distinct, like what goes on the shelf in what room.
We rotated a lot of stuff out.
We did rotate a lot of stuff out, but not every director did that.
Okay.
Not every director did that. We have a couple corridor scenes in some later episodes where there's nothing on those shelves.
Oh, all right.
That was the shot we got. So you were really awesome about making sure there was stuff on the shelves and there was stuff there, but it didn't happen all the time. And that's where when Cassie and I were first looking at the edit, we decided to make it like a computer pop-out thing.
Right, which I thought looked great.
Yeah. When we could do that, yeah, it was great. Wasn't always possible if the camera was too wobbly because there was so much gray, there was no way to track it and steady that shot.
Right.
So lesson learned.
Doing the elbow crawl. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. That was, again, Walt. That was all Walt's direction.
Awesome. Walt, you're awesome.
He is awesome. He came up with all this, all the random stuff, all the pool
Oh
moves.
my gosh. That's so nasty.
That is.
Yeah,
It's
that
like,
turned out
like,
turned
well-
out pretty gnarly.
well, she's not going to be a reoccurring person.
That's
Only available for like one day.
Right.
We got her in, shot her stuff, got her out.
kill her off.
And I love how like most of this stuff is like just such lightweight, small, I mean, but they like grabbed it with both hands and helped each other move it, and
Yeah.
So
Well, I think the big thing we had was that metal bed frame. That's what
right.
thrown to make the loud clang was that metal bed frame.
Yeah.
That was like the heaviest item we had, and it ended up in a lot of scenes. A lot of scenes.
Because that was part of the prison in the last one, wasn't it? Was that same frame? Was that something else?
No, those were my quilting shop racks that we used for the brig thing.
Okay.
Bed frame there on the right.
Parents, the in-laws.
Yeah,
Right.
Ron's, Millie and Ron really brought these two to life. I can write apparently some pretty dysfunctional parents, but without Millie and Ron, I don't think it would have worked.
Yeah, they did a good job. They were funny.
Yeah.
And her response to them.
Oh yeah. They did a great job. This is the first time we see Ben.
Yep. Yeah, Warren did a good job.
Yeah, he did. I love the leg, the healing mechanism, whatever you're doing on the leg. It was like, because I caught that and I was like, what? Wait, what was that? And then he mentions the leg and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. But it's like, hey, it's not moving. You might as well put an effect there and make it look cool. Great job.
That was kind of the plan when we shot it, was to do the best. Every time I see this, I giggle because that was my kitchen.
Right.
Literally on the kitchen counter. Because that was before we had that blue massage table bed.
Right, the massage table. Yeah.
The massage table that you slept on one night, Walt.
I think I did. Yeah.
It was too late for you to go home and turn around and come back.
Yeah. It's just like, nope.
That was
I'd forgotten that.
a long day. I don't even remember what day that was. I just remember it was a long day, and you took the massage table, went in the back room, and we're like, okay, Walt's covered. But yeah, that first medical scene was my kitchen. I was on the kitchen counter.
I missed the red dot the first time. So it's nice to, this time I was like, oh wait, there's a red dot. Oh, on her. Okay. Yep. That's awesome.
You busted out a laser pointer for that.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. We're like, oh, we should have a dot. And you were like, okay. And so we found a laser pointer, and that's what
Oh. I'm glad I did that. It's been 9 years. I don't remember all of this.
It's been a hot minute. Yeah.
It's so long ago. I think I love the blooper on that one though, where it's like she didn't react to the death, and you're like, oh yeah.
You need to fall. Yeah. Oh no.
Oh no. Right. I should. Yeah.
Yeah. The whole family interaction in that's all pretty good. Just the arguing.
Yeah.
She did a good job. That little gal did.
Emily. Yeah.
Did a good job.
Yeah. We had Emily and Carly's the older one.
Right.
And we called her Pinky. Why am I blanking on her name now? Oh my gosh. It'll come.
This was like the second or third time I'd worked with those two, if I remember right.
Yeah.
So I did a zombie movie where they were both zombies once and trying to eat our people.
How fun.
Yeah.
I got to be a zombie once. It was awesome.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Carly in the blue, she's all graduated from high school.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. She's graduated from high school. Emily. It was Emily and Emily. We just called them Pinky and Blue.
Oh, right.
For their tops. But yeah, Pinky, I think, is getting close to graduating if she's not already there.
She's got to be close, yeah.
She's close.
And I really, just the interactions here, that line where, we're standing right here. Oh, it's not you. It's like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. And such a normal, horrifically normal thing to have happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looks on your face. Oh my gosh. Looks on your face, Becky.
Yeah. Like, thanks, Mom and Dad. Love you too.
I really
So
thought it
good.
worked out to get Millie as Angela. Because I adore her as a person. As the character, like, that was pure. She definitely brought Angela to life better than I would have thought. Because I was nervous. I remember being nervous bringing them in because it's like, I don't think these characters are written very well. And her and Ron just blew it out of the park. And every time people have seen the scenes with those two, they're like, oh, those parents. Oh, it's like, yeah.
I had Jan and Ron as a couple in one of my short films.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been married to all these guys at once.
You did something with Ron for Deuce too. Some horror short. The Christmas one. You had your heart out of your chest or something.
Yeah. I were married in that one too. And Warren and I've been married several times.
Well, that's how we got Warren. It was because Jan knew Warren. She's like, okay.
Yep.
It's like, how good cast.
It's so fun to see the like acting community like just make appearances in here, big and small. So many familiar faces.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It is. Very much.
And Becky, just watching these first few episodes, I'm like, wow, Becky's a really good actress. Nice job.
Thanks, Walt.
I mean, yeah, you do you just bring a great emotion, a lot of emotion to all your scenes,
But in a very very subtle, understated way, which is what the character would do. But we still feel the emotion. I feel the same way, Walt. I think she did a great job. I think the little gal did a great job too, but I have, I am
you have a bias on that one.
I have a lot of bias on that one.
I thought she did a great job also. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Now I got to figure out which kid I was missing. I swear it was Emily. I think they're both called Emily. Their names
I
are.
think so. And we had several Emilys on.
We could differentiate.
Yeah, Emily and
They're
Emily.
both in there.
Yeah.
Emily Brzezinski and Emily Baker.
Wait. Yeah, no, I think Emily Brzezinski's graduated high school because I know Emily Baker has.
Wow.
Yeah,
Then probably, yeah.
this has been a hot minute.
It has been a long time. That's why I'm so much older now.
Jen, we're all right there with you.
Yeah.
Oh, none of the rest of you just turned 70, so we're not going to talk about that.
Well, okay. So now we've watched episode 4. We've watched it through again. We've talked about a couple of the things. Thoughts about
Episode 3.
episode 4. We're on 4.
This is 4. 3 is a different planet.
Yeah, 3's
Oh,
on,
is it? Okay.
Yeah. 3's on a planet.
Yeah. It's
All
a
right.
location. I don't know. I think I've said I always thought the script was good. I think you had some good performances from people. You did the best you could possibly do with no budget for light and sound and or anything else. I mean, I was blown away. I think I said that when we were watching the first two, that when you first showed me the rough footage, I was kind of like, oh goodness gracious, this is a little rough. I don't know what you're gonna do with this. And so when you sent me them again after you'd done all your work, I was like, whoa, okay, all right. So that's kind of my comment.
You watched the unfiltered,
Oh, yeah.
just cutting it together with absolutely everything in the script that we shot.
Yes. Yeah. And it was a little bit of a hot mess, but you fixed it a lot.
I did what I could. I couldn't fix everything.
Well, and the first rough footage you sent was that from episode 1 where I had that really, really unfortunate blonde wig on and not the right makeup. And I looked a little bit like Baba Yaga, from the folk tale that has the house that, with the chicken legs. Anyway, that's what I kind of looked like. So that was a little.
Well, I think I'll forever be impressed with your dedication to the craft, to providing everybody so many opportunities to showcase their talents that, hard to get these kind of like solid characters and opportunities. And so you made that for yourself, but you made it for so many others. And that you were so committed to this project that you literally turned your entire house into a spaceship. Your whole house.
Was amazing.
I don't recommend turning your house into a spaceship for 2 years. I don't. It's not for the faint of heart.
No.
Well done.
Dedication. That's commitment. That's commitment.
It's something. Definitely something.
Some people would say insanity, but it's.
But if
it was impressive. It was impressive.
If you're in film and television, you're already a little insane.
Right. Yeah.
History is a lot. It's not for everybody.
No.
Well, let's see. Okay, what about from the couple of episodes we've seen, or from episodes we haven't seen yet, favorite characters that we remember that stand out in your brain? Let's talk about that.
love Armand. I just love Armand, and I love Matt. Armand and
I was
Matt.
going to say Armand.
They're just so quirky and wonderful.
Yeah.
But I'm really rather fond of Renee, to tell you the truth. So
Yeah.
I mean, she is what holds the whole thing together.
Yeah.
The emotion. That's where most of the emotional story runs through. So yeah, you gotta love the main character.
absolutely.
Well, I mean, that's a good thing.
But she's not you don't love her because she's quirky. You love her because she's real. You see the emotions and you understand why, and it's coming across very clear as either the aggravation with the in-laws or the trying to get through something that we've all had those times where all we're doing is trying to survive and get through it, and you showed that so clearly that without being over the top, and you made it feel really human instead of just throwing it in our face and going, oh, here's this, so yeah.
And it was great. It was a great juxtaposition to the really quirky character kind of characters. There was this nice, we can always rely on Renee to, bring us back to what we're really doing here. So, no,
Yeah, definitely Renee anchored the whole thing.
and as she should. She's captain.
Right.
By the way, I didn't pay any of them to say any of this today.
But my Venmo is no.
Just, it makes me happy that you guys, have seen some of these nuances. Like I'm hearing this from the first time, some of this. And, we had so many challenges when we were filming. And it was a lot. I had way too many hats on, and I felt like I failed a lot of days. I felt like I wasn't prepared enough with my lines some days. And that was a struggle. Like Megan and I had a conversation about one of our scenes because I botched it every take because I just could not remember my dialogue. And there were days where I just felt absolutely like a failure. So hearing this and seeing it come together and seeing you guys be so excited about it means the world to me because it's 9 years later and I'm just now finishing.
That's the thing. You finished, you persevered, and you got back. You kind of got off the horse for a minute and got back on and said, dang it, I'm going to finish this thing. You've always been a
lot of falling off the horse in the process. I'm not
darn
gonna lie.
mini blinds. It was those darn mini blinds. They kept
It was the blinds. It was the shot move too much. I couldn't blue screen right. There were a lot of things that I'd get overwhelmed. I'm like, okay, I gotta walk away.
And a lot of that moving thing is my fault. I love a moving shot. I love a long shot. There's almost every episode there was one shot that was just like, okay, I want to do this, and then we're going to follow these people, and then we're going to track over to this, and we're going to watch these people go through and have this conversation. It's all one thing, and everyone's like, okay.
Yeah, Walt
Really?
was one of the guilty parties.
Oh yeah.
One of the guilty parties. In fact, one of those shots was in 4. It was Warren and I in the hallway, where
Right.
that shot like pans over the family and then it pans back, and then
That's a great shot. That worked really, really
It
well.
worked.
running audio, and it was Walt and Kyle. Kyle was having really bad breathing problems for whatever reason in my house. He was allergic to something that suddenly, because it wasn't that way when he first came over there, and it just kept getting worse. So he was having some issues, but he jumped in there with that boom mic, and as Walt's like panning back and forth on the dolly because the dolly's moving, Kyle's like up, he's like down on the ground, he's doing like a roll to get out of the way, moving the boom back and forth and back and forth. Like it was nuts. But Walt was like a kid in a candy store. He's like, "This is awesome." He's like, "This is so
Huh?
cool."
I think what Emily was saying earlier, where you just gave these great opportunities for people to explore and try new things and, take chances and do things that they might not have been able to do on just a 10-minute short film. This was over a period of filming that, it was, and everybody learned a ton.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in making opportunities for everybody else, I also made opportunities for myself. I mean,
What about post now?
I definitely learned more about post. But it gave me a chance to act. That was the main reason I did it, was because I wanted footage.
I remember when you asked me when you were first casting everything, and you pulled me aside and you said, you think it's okay if I cast myself as a captain? I was like, yeah, you wrote it, do it. It was funny that you even hesitated, because I thought, heck yeah.
I hesitated because there was somebody that made a comment.
Oh, don't listen to those people. That's like reading the reviews on social media. Don't do it.
Yes, well, I'm glad I didn't listen. But
I think we're all glad.
Yeah.
There was a subconscious moment there based on feedback I had gotten from somebody that I'm glad I didn't listen to.
Yeah, because you obviously, when I read the script, I just pictured you in that part. I just assumed that was you. And I thought it was a character that you do really, really well, and you did.
Yeah, it was written for you, by you. Like it, I mean, if anybody is going to turn their house into a spaceship, they should take all the opportunities that come along with it. Like there, no shame at all. And I'll fight anybody who has judgment.
I appreciate that because you were down there a lot. You were painting that lovely brick wall backdrop we had in the background.
It looked good. Looked really good.
There's some of my hand, the console hand carved.
Yeah, the consoles.
I love the special effects. You actually made it look really spaceshipy with the extra stuff.
Yeah. There's a lot of trial and error in the editing process of, okay, what can I do? What can I add? How many times do you have somebody's hand going through a panel or walking through? Then I got to figure out how to shrink the panel and then have it come back. Learning process. Didn't always.
It's cool.
Didn't
Did
always.
well.
It looks good. It looks good. Like we all know, like just and yeah, we all know what started. This looks great. I'm all for it. And I'm a big fan. Like I'm not saying this is cheesy, but it is a little bit, but I'm a big fan of that kind of stuff. Like I like the no budget things. And this is like a no budget thing with like a really good story. And so it's just like the perfect pairing, honestly.
Well, I'm going to be honest, none of this would have happened without everybody. You three are some of the bigger, more involved folks, but none of this would have happened without everybody saying yes. I can't make a spaceship by myself. I mean, I could, but
No, gosh. That would have taken 2 years by itself.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have happened without people saying yes, without Bryce coming and building us flat walls and Deuce going in on a confessional so we had flat walls, and Walt coming down thinking I'm going to say no to this when he pulls up outside the townhouse, then he comes in and changed his mind, thankfully. You know, Emily, without, I mean, you did a lot of painting. You did a lot of painting. You did a lot of different things throughout the process and were a massive help. And Jan, you were always like my rock. You were just steady. I knew Jan would be there. I knew Jan would show up. She would be great to work with. She was just my calm. Hey, Jan, I'm good. I'm good.
That's sweet. That's very sweet.
So
Glad.
none of this would have happened without everybody. And I'm very, very, very grateful. So
Filmmaking is a team effort
Yeah.
for sure.
Definitely. It's a collaborative thing. And that's something that, I don't know. I feel like not every project has that, which is unfortunate because this is all about collaboration and
Right.
coming together and creating something. So
The old saying, it's a miracle anything ever gets finished as a movie at all. And you finished a 10 episode sci-fi series with no budget out of your house. So I mean, that's I
again,
don't know what's above miracle, but it's up here somewhere.
I don't recommend turning your house into a spaceship.
Noted.
Not for everybody. Definitely
Not
not.
for the. I think if anybody who could do it, it was you, and you did, and you did a good job.
Well, thank you. Thank you again. I'm not paying them to say this stuff.
Well, let's watch another episode.
Yeah, we're gonna head off to start episode 5. Thanks for joining us for episode 4's commentary, and we'll catch you on the next one.